Cece Summers. Welcome to Redacted Life. Just a cute little horror game about slowly realizing that you are trapped in a cute little horror game. I first realized that I was a character in a video game about 3 weeks ago. At first, I noticed little things, glitches, lots of blinking in and out of existence. Then I tried to remember things like how I met my girlfriend Rebecca, where I was born, or either of my parents' names. I couldn't remember. I could only remember as far back as a month ago. It was a hard 3 weeks. The worst part was that when I tried to explain this all to Rebecca, it was like she wouldn't listen to me. Like she couldn't hear me. I guess the game's programming could only stretch so far. Eventually, I decided to just let things happen and see how things would unfold. I mean, after all, despite how existential crisis-inducing finding out your life's a game was, my life was a pretty good life. Might as well enjoy it, right? Then Rebecca decided we should move out. Finding an affordable home to rent, it was too large a place to own all by ourselves. We packed our things from our city apartment and drove to the countryside. That's where you fucked up. You're gonna go and buy a big-ass fucking house in the countryside? You fucked up. We're here. We stepped out of a car. Fuck that. Abso-fucking-lutely not. Go back to the city. There it is, Adrian. The house is over there at the end of the road. I looked at the mansion in the distance. Come on, Sheska. I opened the back door to the car to let Sheska out. Sheska was our dog, by the way. Ah, fuck. That means the dog's gonna die. Because this is some fucking buy a house in the middle of fucking nowhere ghost-ass shit game. God damn it. However, as soon as she got out of the car, Sheska started growling at the fucking ghosts that are going to kill her halfway through. Well, that's a bad sign. Rebecca turned to Sheska. Aw, what's the matter, girl? She's fucking scared of this house, man. I think she's scared of the house. Why? I don't know. Because it looks like the mansion's architect was a fan of Edward Gorey? Who's that? It seems like Edward Gorey was a surrealist artist and writer that liked to just write about little spooky stuff. I guess something upsets her. Animals can sense things, you know. Maybe it was a squirrel or something? Never mind. Let's go inside. I looked around. I could see from here that there was a study room that led to a massive grand ballroom. It was the kind of grand ballroom that I could imagine also doubling as a final boss area. Very unusual furniture. I stared at a weird painting of what I interpreted as 2 horses. The frame it was in looked like it had 4 sets of claws trying to rip the artwork open. Very unusual. I prefer to call it rustic charm. I love how old-timey this place looks. Yeah, I'm with Adrian on this one. I do not enjoy this. What? Scared? No. Yes. Well, I don't think something's gonna jump out and shout a boogie woogie boo, but I still feel a huge amount of unease. Don't worry, I'll protect you from anything in this household, she says, glitchily. Rebecca started glitching out again. It happened from time to time. It was the first thing that made me realize I was in a game. It used to freak me out, but now the novelty's worn off. Or the shock's worn off, whatever you want to call it. It seemed like me acting out of character causes this. It's like Rebecca can't figure out how to react to me. Adrian? Earth to Adrian. I snapped out of it. Yeah. Rebecca? I said I'll protect you. Sure. Now I know what you may be thinking. If we were moving into this house, why were we acting like we've never set foot in this house before? Apparently, this is a world where you pay a real estate agent a lot of money and just hope for the best. and I'm sure it's going to work really well for us. You just cross your fingers and wish really hard, and they magically find a beautiful house you can afford to lodge in. We're leaving this crazy house. A young couple came lumbering down the stairs. They were each carrying a suitcase. I've had it. I can stand for a lot of things, but not this. And with that, the couple left. My. A person, whose gender was unclear to me, approached us. They were wrapped up in several layers of winter clothing, despite the fact that it wasn't winter. It seems another family has left us, with another to replace them. It's like a revolving door around here. Hello, my name's Turl. Turley? How are you? Their voice was also ambiguous, and not just in terms of gender. The voice sounded young and ancient, childish yet wise, all at the same time. I'm Rebecca, and this is Adrian. Why were those people leaving? They're scared of the spirit who dwells in this household. It's a terrible story, one fraught with tragedy. Okay, I'm also leaving because of the spirit in this household. Bye. Would you like to hear it? I told them that no, we wouldn't, and they began. The sweater-layered character told Rebecca and me pretty full and complete information about the mansion. Miro and Clara were a couple who recently married before moving into their new home. Miro first met Clara when she became his assistant for his magic act. This eventually led to them falling in love with each other. Miro the magician, as he was called, was an illusionist. He was also rumored to have dabbled in two dubious things: adultery and the dark arts. Though neither was ever proven publicly. He was apparently successful enough as a magician to afford the mansion and continued performing with Clara for many years, until... There was always an until with these stories. Until... For some reason, my mind kept wandering. But I did my best to stay focused to their cliched story. That really was an awful picture frame. So what happened to the magician and his wife? They disappeared. I sighed. No one seemed to notice. Really? The magician disappeared? How ironic. Very cute. They completely vanished. Vanished? That sounds like a great magic act. That must have gone down well with the audience. It wasn't a magic trick. They had vanished from their household without taking anything with them. She took me seriously. I could see that my sarcasm was once again wasted in this world. No, they became missing for several days. Eventually, Miro was found dead in the basement of this very mansion. His body was covered with long, deep slash marks, like he'd been scratched to pieces by some sort of long-fingered animal. But his wife was never found. I think Clara knew that her husband had been cheating on her. Maybe when she found out, she confronted him with it. Maybe Miro kept a book filled with black magic and that had something to do with it. But I think something very dark happened on the night they disappeared. And I believe that Clara's ghost still haunts this place to this day. It would explain all the strange things in this place: eerie noises, furniture rearranging itself after you leave the room. Then they suddenly stopped their history lecture. Do you believe in ghosts? I've never really thought about it seriously before, but no, I didn't believe in ghosts. Sorry. It's fine. No need to apologize to me. And what about your beau? What does he think? I don't know. Why are you telling us this? Why are you telling us all this? Wouldn't that make us more likely to be the next couple to move out? Was this person trying to convince us to leave? I just thought it was interesting and important for you to know this household's backstory. It fascinates me. It's actually the reason I moved in here in the first place. Do they live here? But why are you staying here if you believe there's a ghost? I've made this an occupation of mine. So we don't own the whole house, we just own a piece of it? In the past, I've proven to have a knack for solving ghost problems and helping them find peace. You're a ghost hunter? Not a hunter, my dear. I'd prefer to think of myself as a ghost whisperer. Are there really enough ghosts in the world for you to do that? Well, you'd be surprised. But I also provide other services to people, living people, like Wiccan charms and divinations. I'll give your girlfriend a tarot reading if you like, free of charge. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I've never had a tarot card reading before. Oh boy. After clearing a space on one of the tables, they got Rebecca to shuffle the tarot deck. I looked at a bouquet of freshly cut flowers nearby. They were white lilies, because of course they would have been white lilies. The funeral flower, a symbol for death. Of course the game designer couldn't resist that. Taking the cards from her, they took the top 5 cards off the deck, placing them face down in a formation on the table. This tarot card reading will be an interpretation of your future. They, meaning that person, not Rebecca and that one, slowly flipped over each card, revealing their illustrations. Oh. Ooh. They're not going to say they sense danger or anything cliché like that, are they? What's wrong? This looks bad. Tell me, I want to know. Well, it's all up to interpretation, but... They pointed to the center card. This card represents the Fool. That's you. I tried not to smirk at their bad phrasing. Nope, absolutely no room for interpretation there. Luckily, Rebecca didn't seem to notice. The card in the center represents the person this is going to happen to, and the Fool is usually a person who is both curious and lucky. Rebecca put her arm around mine and squeezed it. Well, I'm certainly lucky to have Adrian. Aw. Yeah, and I you. No matter what I may say about Rebecca, I really do care about her. But that's what makes this feeling in the back of my mind worse. The card below represents a person who will be involved. This represents determination and endurance. So, a determined person? Exactly. Someone who will keep going even in the face of adversity. This is such a beautiful card. Thank you. This is a custom tarot deck I had made especially for me. In my opinion, any tarot reader worth their weight in salt should get a custom tarot deck. Or do you? You know, you can do tarot with anything. You could do it with a regular deck of cards. Gatekeep tarot cards. Now, let's see. The card at the top represents another person involved. Specifically a woman, since this is the Empress card. Would that be me? Am I the woman? Since this is a tarot reading of you, I'd actually interpret that woman as Clara. The magician's wife? I'm sure her ghost is here, and as long as you're in this house, you and her will be connected. The leftmost card represents a past event. Yikes. Not a good card. The tower is associated with sudden, disruptive, and potentially destructive change. It can also mean liberation and the gaining of freedom. But in terms of destructive change happening in the past, I divine it as Clara's past. Well, that can't be good. Oh, death is an often misunderstood symbol. It doesn't necessarily represent a literal death. It can mean the death of an old way of life and the beginning of a new one. In other words, it could be a change as simple as adopting a dog or moving to a spooky mansion. Right. So, to sum it all up, I believe that there's going to be a strange change coming soon in your life. Something to do with this mansion's dark past. You'd best be careful. I mean, I know that you've said you don't believe in ghosts. You may think this is a load of hogwash. No, this is really interesting. Thank you. You're welcome. Interesting? Well, I'd better get going. That's all I have left to say. I'll see you later. With that, they left. Rebecca turned to me. So, what now? Well, we still have a lot of unpacking to do, but I kind of want to do a bit of exploring first. Why don't we leave the rest of the luggage till later? It's only 2 suitcases. Look, I can do it myself. You can explore that house and I'll catch up with you later. Okay. Well, it's official. I'm trapped in a horror game. A badly written horror game. Never mind, I'll just go and get the luggage, shall I? Is this an adventure game? Because it sounded like a lousy first quest. I pulled out the 2 improbably sized suitcases. I call them that because this is all we packed. There was no moving van. There's traveling light, and then there's this. Our whole previous life was the contents of these 2 suitcases. With a heave, I lifted them up to carry them back to the mansion. Uh-oh. After about 5 years or so, I eventually finished my trek up to the front path and made it back to the house. I'll go put the luggage upstairs. No. Right in front of me was a ghost that looked like the woman from Miro's Magic Act poster. Clara. What do you want? It wouldn't answer. Ah! Adrian? Ah! What's wrong, Adrian? After I finished restarting my heart, I answered her. I saw a ghost. It was the ghost of a woman. I think she was the magician's wife. She relaxed and gave me a pitying look. Didn't you see it? Oh, Adrian, you probably just thought you saw something. I mean, this drafty house. Yeah, drafty. Sure. Oh, you're right, Rebecca. Drafts do get my imagination aflutter. Now, if that's everything, I'm gonna go back to exploring the ground floor, okay? Yeah, just be careful, all right? I will. Just my luck. Just as Rebecca comes, the ghost vanishes. Before, I had wondered if the ghost was going to be real or someone in a mask. Either way, it would have been dangerous, but after that adventure, I knew that the ghost was real. I had a feeling that Rebecca was safe from the ghost. Well, as safe as she could be. What I mean is, I was trying to imagine this as a game written by someone else. I thought back to horror films, and generally speaking, the young woman who had a boyfriend was usually safe. Their boyfriend, on the other hand, typically don't make it out alive. I continued upstairs. Well, this wasn't our bedroom. I had accidentally stepped into the attic. Dust-covered toys filled the room. Toys? Did Clara and Miro have children? I don't know their name. I'm sorry. I don't know how to pronounce that. Turley? Turl? That one person? They didn't mention that. Were they planning on having children, perhaps? Did something happen? Ah! Rebecca! I found Rebecca on the ground. I rushed to her aid and helped her up. What happened? There! She pointed to the wall. The letters were all in caps and appeared that the author tried their best to try and transcribe their own screaming. It was written in blood and looked like it was going to be hell to scrub out. It said, "Get out." But by now, it really should have said, "Get out, you idiot." Did you see it run past you? Did you see what happened? I heard you scream and I rushed over. No one passed me. How could you miss it? It's just the drafty house, Rebecca. Calm down. I saw it. I saw the ghost. It was just a draft, Rebecca. This is no time for jokes. But it was okay to joke when I saw the ghost. Bitch. All right, I admit it. I was wrong. There was a ghost, like you said. You don't have to be a jerk about it. Girl. Sorry, I guess. You were right, Adrian. I'd prefer it if I wasn't. Tyrell said that they plan on doing a seance. Seance? You know, that thing in movies where a group of people gather around and try to contact ghosts? I know what a seance is. What? We're just gonna forget about the malevolent ghosts in the mansion? Tyrell says it'll be fun. Yep, I guess we were. Rebecca, don't you think we should leave? It's not safe here. What? But this is our home now. Fine, I'll see you later. Trying to convince her to go wasn't going to work. I realized that. This was all just a game after all. And not even one of the good ones. Wait, what's this? Behind a section of ripped wallpaper and worn wooden wall paneling, there was a marble tile, and it clearly didn't belong there. I pressed down on the tile, and a nearby wall opened up, revealing a pitch-black corridor. My goodness, you found a secret passageway? Really? You're surprised? In this house? Rebecca and I are going to perform a seance in the vestibule. Would you care to join us? No. Yeah, Rebecca told me already, and I'll pass. Also, are you sure it's wise to do a seance when there's a ghost that wants everyone to leave? There won't be any way to give the ghost true peace unless we can find a way of communicating with her. I hope you change your mind, though. The more people, the more power. I'll be in the vestibule if you want to join in. Enough was enough. No more letting things unfold. If I was in a horror game, I at least could choose how the story ends. I had two choices: win the game or find a way out of the game. The problem was, I had no idea how to go about doing either. Where should I start? Well, let's just fucking go in the secret passageway. I feel like this is the... I was going to say it's the worst decision to make, but I feel like the worst decision to make is to get involved in this seance. So this is probably the second worst decision to make. But let's do it anyway. I was feeling in a cautious mood, so of course I decided to explore the damp, dingy tunnel. I walked down the dark, creepy stairs. I reached the basement, which turned out to be a cellar. Barrels filled with wine lined all over the room. At least, I think it was wine. But with how the rest of this mansion was designed, there was probably 7 or 8 barrels that probably opened up to a secret passage. I took another look around and noticed something else. There was an old suit of armor on a wooden stand. How did I miss it? Was it there before? Anyone in there? Thank God. It started to glitch. I was strangely drawn to it, like a moth to a flame. Don't do it. I mean, it wasn't just an attraction to it. I mean, I love medieval things, but this feeling was more like this suit of armor was different from everything else in this world. Like it didn't belong here. Like me. I touched it and... Lost connection to host Adrian. Searching for new host. Oh no! Who's Hannah? What? Well, hey guys, I'm CC Summers. Welcome to School Life Romance. Don't know what this game is about. And I feel like it won't end well for us. I guess you want me to say something inspirational about the cherry blossoms and how they're a metaphor for my life turning around me and all that other high school romance stuff, but that's not me. Instead, I'll take a moment to set things straight before someone goes and starts accusing me of things. Firstly, no, I didn't run to school late with a piece of toast in my mouth. I got up on time, I ate, I got to school early. How do you think I got time to do this narration in my head? And no, I didn't crash into a cute boy on my way here. I'm not a total klutz. I'm not like the other girls. I don't even get why I constantly do this, monologuing to myself. Dad's told me to stop with this narrating stuff. Who would I even be talking to? Someone telepathic? Oh well, it's fun. I can't help it, and I'm pretty sure other people have done it too. That's what I tell myself anyway. But I'm getting ahead of myself. You're probably asking for footnotes by now, aren't you? I'm Hannah, and the biggest problem I have is that I was born with pink hair. Of course you were. Well, sort of. Let me explain. Pink hair isn't exactly normal here, no matter what anime tells you. When I was born, my parents saw my hair and simultaneously had the same thought. Oh no, our daughter is an anime protagonist. And from that moment on, weird and unexplainable things tried to creep into my life. My parents did their best to protect me from it all. When I was 2 years old, an imp, or demon of some sort, was found creeping by my crib. My mom hid it with a rolling pin and called animal control. When I was 6, a man in a dark cloak knocked on our front door, trying to tell my mom and dad that I was the chosen one from a prophecy written long ago on old stone somethings. Dad closed the door on him. It all ended up being too much for my mom. She ended up packing a suitcase and left me and Dad when I was 8. She didn't realize that this only created a tragic backstory for me. I can make jokes like that because I don't remember her too well, to be honest. And now it seems like fate is trying to rope me into a romance. Hey. That was Cayman. If you're bad with names, as I am, thank you. Think of this. Cayman sounds like demon. See, I would have been wrong. Demon. Keeman. Thank you, game. Which is ironic, seeing as Keeman had the same temperament as one. Keeman's hair was bleached and dyed, which is against school rules. If it wasn't, I would have dyed my hair something normal. Hey, aren't you gonna ask me? He did that thing where he leaned against a row of lockers trying to look cool and casual, but was leaning at an awkward angle, so it ended up not looking cool or casual. Ask you about what? He sighed. Ugh, it figures that you wouldn't know what was happening tonight, despite all the posters around the school. Idiot. I then realized what he was referring to, but I decided to play dumb, because I didn't want to ask him, as he put it. Look, if you really must know, I suppose that I'll tell you. Fucking charmer, this guy. Just consider yourself lucky that I just happened to have a flyer handy, okay? He blushed as he handed me a poster with the edges of it, where it had been stapled somewhere, had been torn off. Do I even need to say he's had a crush on me since the beginning of the school year? No, we're good. Everybody on the same page now. You idiot. He seemed to think that constantly calling the object of his affections an idiot would be seen as endearing or quirky or an attempt to hide his true feelings. And not, as it was in reality, that it was really off-putting, an annoying thing that was really getting me cheesed off. Keeman is what you call a bad boy, if said bad boy didn't really commit to the whole thing. What I mean is, oh hell, it doesn't need an explanation, you can just see it for yourself. I looked at the flyer. It was for the upcoming school festival. There was a festival happening tonight, so assumedly I guessed that you'd want to ask me to come with you there, once you found out about it. Not that I want to go with you badly or anything, but I probably won't say no to you if you asked. Stop looking at me like that. I'm not looking at you like anything. And no, sorry, but I'll probably be staying home tonight. I'm really busy with schoolwork. What? Well then fine. It's not like I care. I gotta be somewhere. With that, he walked off. Hannah. Oh no. Hi, Hannah. Can I talk to you for a second? That's Zen. To remember his name, just think of Zen. You know, because he's so calm. His machine gun stuttering and constant twitchiness is the absolute picture of zen, right? His name also starts with the same letter as Shy, so he's got that going for him. Go ahead, I won't stop you. I see you have, Sen and I knew each other since childhood. I first met him at a party just before we started going to school. I've never left a party quicker. He didn't stutter in the same way a stutterer stuttered, if that makes any sense. He stuttered almost every word, not just words beginning with B or words at the beginning of a sentence, and it entirely stemmed from his shyness. Or maybe it didn't? I guess Sen was sort of an anomaly. I see you have one of the flyers for the festival tonight. I wanted to ask you if you wanted to go with me. I'm sorry, but I actually plan on staying home tonight. Oh. Hey! Ah! Is this guy bothering you? I'm gonna go with yes. No. Keeman, this is Sen. We were kids together. Yeah, well, that may be, but he just seemed to be trying to go above his league. Oh, brother. No, he's not. Calm down. Also, didn't you just say that you had to be somewhere? Fine, whatever. He stalked off. Thanks, Hannah. Don't mention it. Phew. Huh? A new guy? Oh, hey, Adrian. Excuse me, but where am I? It was an odd question, but I indulged him. You're on the 3rd floor of the south wing. He gave me a look like he wanted more info than that. You're in Mikusuka High School. Don't come at me if I said that wrong. He looked at me as if he didn't believe me. I'd never seen this guy before. So first the bad boy, then the shy childhood friend, and now this guy. Was this the mysterious exchange student who would complete the trifecta of high school cliches? Are you looking for a classroom? No, He gave me a look like he was sizing me up, like he was judging whether or not he should let me in on a vital secret. Maybe he was a time traveler, in which case I should probably go before he tries to rope me in on some kind of, are you one of them? Huh? It was like he was trying to ad-lib a test for me to prove something. He was having trouble, so I thought, what if? What if we have the same question? So I decided to give him the test rather than the other way around. Do you mean, do I realize I'm supposed to be the protagonist? Then yes, I do. Not to boast. In fact, I don't want any of it. I've been trying to ignore it my whole life. Now, crazy as it was, I'd said this to people before, when I was younger, and they'd always laugh it off. But this guy... Wait, you're the protagonist in this game? This game? It was weird, but I suddenly felt a connection to this guy. I felt like I'd know him better than Sen or anyone else I'd known for years. This guy I'd only met for 5 minutes. Who was he? I'm Hannah. I know, I can read your name above the dialogue box. And before you ask, no, I can't read your inner thoughts, just like you probably can't read mine. Uh-huh. I couldn't tell what he was talking about. He could tell, and he unintentionally gave me a disappointed look, like I'd failed one of his tests. Nevertheless, he introduced himself. I'm Adrian. Hannah. Oh, God. I was wondering, that is to say, I was wondering who that guy, is he a friend of yours, or is he, bothering you? Sen had clearly stunned Adrian. You almost broke the text box with that last one. Huh? No, he's not bothering me, Sen. We were just talking. Oh. Well then, I'll leave you both alone then. He looked like I just kicked a puppy or something. This seemed to be how Keeman and Sen operated. Every time they saw me talk to another guy around the same age as us, Sen would act almost heartbroken, and Keeman would respond with annoyed jealousy. It was creepy. Adrian still hadn't snapped out of his awe of witnessing Sen break the world record for the most amount of stutters per second. Adrian? Hello? I waved the flyer I still had with me in front of his face. He blinked at it, then suddenly came to life. Oh my God. What? That! That's it! That's what I'm looking for! I glanced at the flyer. It was a photo for a suit of armor that would be on display during the festival. That's the exact same suit of armor that brought me here. Look, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm pretty sure that armor can get us out of here. He sounded like a crazy person. You sound like a crazy person. I know. But please, help me. I can show you the display at the festival. I looked again at the poster in my hand. Oh. Oh? I just remembered. The festival's tonight. Tonight? That's great. Yeah, all we have to do now is wait and then go to there. So that's a lucky coincidence. I felt suspicious. Why should I go with you? Huh? Don't you want to get out of this place? Yeah, but how do I know you're not just a trap to make me an anime protagonist? What the heck are you talking about? Look, you don't have to leave with me, but at least show me to this armor display. Please? I really don't know my way around here. He seemed too good to be true. I mean, a guy who just shows up offering to take me somewhere I belong? This smacked of being a trap. And yet... Can you wait here until my classes finish? Finally, it was nightfall. Adrian and I walked past all the crowds and festival stands filled with sparklers, food, and drinks. At the edge of the festival, we found the steps leading up to the shrine. Well, we're here. The shrine's at the top of that hill. All the way up there? Great. Do you know where the suit of armor is? Not exactly, but I mean, it must be around here somewhere. We looked around. You really took my whole story rather well. It wasn't technically a question, but I knew it was. I guess I not already knew, but I had a feeling that everything was off kilter, you know? I felt like the whole world was focused on me, like the world was waiting for me to turn to the main character in an anime or something. Are you sure we're not fictional? Yes. Yes! Of course we're real. I feel real. Don't you? Well, yeah, but I bet everyone else here feels real. So, how do you know? Because the alternative doesn't bear thinking about. He didn't say it depressingly, just matter-of-factly. Once we find out what you're looking for, do you think we'll just end up somewhere we belong? Or will we just end up in another game? And then another? Well, we gotta try. It's not the most helpful plan, I know, but it's all I've got. I nodded slowly. I decided to turn the conversation over to something else. What are you wearing? Huh? That white bear thing around your neck. Oh, this thing. Yeah, it wasn't my idea. Rebecca gave it to me. I gave her one of my Letterman jackets, and she gave me one of her scarves in return. She was still wearing that same red and white jacket when I left. Then a thought occurred to me. Was Rebecca a real person? I don't know. Do you love her? Yes. Yes, I loved her. Why do you ask? It's just, you referred to her in the past tense, like she was dead, or you left her or something. I loved her, but I don't know if she ever even existed. Can you love someone if they never existed? Let's stop talking about Rebecca. Yeah, okay. I began thinking about my dad. Did this mean he wasn't real? But how could that be? How was I born if he wasn't real? I felt like crying. This is too weird. I couldn't stay on that thought for long because we were interrupted. Hey! Keeman? Keeman had somehow managed to spot us and was staring daggers into Adrian. Don't tell me you're trying to steal her affections. Huh? No. There Keeman went, jumping the gun again. No. Are you kidding me? He thinks Adrian's a romantic rival just because I talked to him for 5 minutes? Suddenly, he pulled out a switchblade knife. Okay. Just who are you? Cayman, are you crazy? Don't be stupid. Put the knife down. I suddenly remembered that saying, don't be stupid, was usually followed immediately by someone doing something stupid. That was the ghost. Oh, that was Clara's ghost. I can't. I won't give up. What was that behind him? Nobody's gonna take you away from me. I'll kill them before that ever happens. You're out of your mind. I looked around. Where was everybody? Then I saw it. Right at the top of the stairs inside the shrine, I saw a suit of armor. I darted up the stairs. Adrian quickly followed. Hey! We were halfway up the stairs. Cayman was close behind. Uh-oh. Hannah, wait! Please. I love you. I know, Hannah, you were shocked because I've been keeping my true feelings so well hidden, but leave us alone. No one loves you like I do. No kidding. 3/4 up the stairs. I was ahead of Adrian. Come on, Adrian, we're almost there. Hannah! We reached the top. We just had to make it to the shrine. There. We made it, and just in the nick of time. We touched the suit of armor and... Antique Paladin has joined your party. Huh? What is happening? Where are we? An RPG. Random encounter. A ghost attacks. It's Clara. What? Start. It is Antique Paladin's turn. Oh, look at the mouse. Let's blast her with some magic. You do not have enough mana. Never mind. Guess we'll attack her? Antique Paladin attacks. Ghost loses 0 HP. Because it's a ghost. Ghost attacks. Oh no. Antique Paladin loses 9,999 HP. Antique Paladin has been defeated. Uh-oh. How can Clara be here? I don't know. How do you even know who Clara is? It is Adrian's turn. Ooh, we have a special attack. You do not have enough stamina. Okay. Let's defend ourselves. Adrian's defense increased. Ghost attacks. Adrian loses 9,999 HP. Oh no. Adrian has been defeated. Adrian! It is Hannah's turn. Does she have enough? No. Can I attack? Hannah attacks. Yeah. Oh, no. Ghost attacks. Oh no. Hannah has been defeated. All party members are dead. Game over. Oh no! Oh no, she got us. Oh, she got us. Okay, I guess we'll just start the game. This tarot card reading will be an interpretation of your future. Wait a minute, what happened? I was in another game a second before, but now I'm back here. Where's Hannah? Huh? Hannah? Where are her eyes? Have you been seeing another woman? Hee hee. Ah, Rebecca. What's wrong? Adrian? What's wrong? Please say something. Oh dear. I guess someone forgot to include her face assets with the rest of her. Hello, Adrian. I'm so glad you're back. Why not sit down, relax, stay. I've been so lonely since my husband died. Who are we going to call for help? Nobody's going to be able to help us right now. And if we refuse, she's just gonna kill us. So we're gonna be like, please don't kill us. Again. Please, think about it. What good would killing me do? Don't worry. You won't really be dead. You'll just be, well, unable to leave. And I want that very much, Adrian. Why me? Because you're not like the others here. Your mind is complex. It's not made up of the same ones and zeros that Rebecca's is. So you're staying here, Adrian. You're staying here forever. Even if it means that I have to use force. Tell me, Adrian, do you know how difficult it is to crash a game? I'll tell you. No effort whatsoever. Oh no! Encountered unexpected file. I've got you, Adrian. Oh no. Psst. Hey, can you read this, Adrian? It's me, Simon. Do you remember me? We don't know how you're going to retrieve this message or in what form. Go to the game folder, open the file for Adrian. Open it in Notepad or whatever you can use. You'll find further instructions in there. Good luck, Simon. Okay, we have a task. Game folder for Adrian. Running away, are we? Yes, we are. Okay, go to the game folder. Go to for Adrian. I don't have anything to open it with. Okay, open it with Notepad. Adrian, this is a bypass for Clara.exe. We've pinpointed her as the problem. I've set up the small crack, but I need you to set it from wherever you are. I've tried to make the code as simple as I could for you. We just need to set the following switch from false to true. Label hacker setup. Stop Clara equals false. Jump backwards. Important. Make sure you get the uppercases right. You'll have to use true because true is not enough. Now hopefully that will add a new button for you. Be careful, Adrian. Clara's been able to jump between games, but hopefully she won't be able to detect this tiny, tiny file. Hopefully she's not standing behind you. Don't look. Don't take your eyes off this page. Off the safe glow of the monitor, the comforting shapes of the letters making up this sentence. This is safe. What's behind you isn't. Why did I even mention that? Stupid. Keep reading these words. If you stop to look around you, you may forget that you're in a game. You might look behind you and see a cozy room, forgetting that it's fake and my words are what's real. Pretty soon, you might find yourself doubting what is reality and what isn't. Just remember, whether something is real or not doesn't matter here. The consequences are the same. What you need to realize is that this is not where you're meant to be. We made a horrible mistake, a mistake that is preventing you from coming home. I'm sorry. I'm so, so sorry, Simon. Okay. How the fuck are we supposed to find that? Okay. Yeah, I have no idea how to find something like that. I'm hoping that it'll be something in the game. So I guess I'm just gonna go look around. Okay, it looks like it's the same. Everything's the same. What? No. Yes. What do I do? Okay, so I went in here, I went into the note, and I changed it to true. I don't know if this fucking does anything. It's a fucking notepad file. So let's see if it did anything, I guess. Ha! Ha ha ha! You laughed at me. You thought I was an idiot. But it fucking worked. Bypass, bitch. Yeah. Yeah. What are you doing? Stop it. No. 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 What happened? What's happening? I'm back in the mansion, but now? Now I'm just feeling so... Now I'm just feeling so sleepy. They're waking up. Thank goodness. What? I opened my eyes and found myself in a sterile white room. I was sitting in a strange, expensive-looking chair with wires attached to me. I turned my head a fraction to see that Hannah was sitting next to me, her chair closer to a wall. There were several people in white lab coats standing over us, looking relieved. Where were we? Who were these people? We're sending a nurse to give you a checkup. All your vitals are showing up as normal on the machine, but we want to make sure. I looked down at his name tag. Simon. Then it all started coming back to me. Redacted Life was a company that was trying out a new form of virtual reality gaming. Using this new technology, people could plug their consciousness directly into a game of their choice. The program then made the player forget their real life, replacing it with the fictional game protagonist's backstory until they finished the game or their timed gaming session ran out. That sounds fucking horrifying. I would fucking never do that. Just the whole forgetting who you are portion of it. No thanks. I had volunteered to beta test this virtual reality program. So had Hannah. Unfortunately, something went wrong with the machine. Simon filled Hannah and me on what had happened. Instead of kicking the two of us off the server after our allotted time, we stayed where we were. We basically stayed asleep for several hours, trapped. During those hours, Simon and his colleagues had been frantically trying to pull our minds out of the program, but they had been unable to, due to how temperamental the machine was. Doing anything too drastic would have been too risky for our own safety, and may have even resulted in Hannah and me permanently losing our minds altogether. But that wasn't even the worst part. On top of all of that, one of the characters, Clara, had seemed to develop her own AI and had become hostile, trying to crash the system and kill us by bringing the games to an end state. Whether we lost or won the game didn't matter. Either would have ended the games crashing and us dying. Luckily, Simon was able to inject a mod into the program in the hope that he would have woken up Hannah and me. He called it Paladin EXE. This mod had unexpectedly taken the form of the suit of armor, and only caused Hannah and me to jump between games rather than jump out of the games altogether. Irony, eh? Luckily, we were able to hack our way out. Disturbingly, though, they still weren't sure what exactly had caused Clara or the program to change. A ghost in the machine, I guess. I left the building. I had enough checkups and tests. Hannah and I were just fine. As I walked to the front steps, I could see that the sun was setting. It'd be hard for me to describe how that one particular sunset looked to me. It stirred so many feelings in me that I wouldn't have been able to put it into words. I wouldn't know where to start. I just end up saying, it's not blue. You know what I mean? It was a good sunset. It was something special. It was real. I saw Hannah walk past me. She began walking down the stairs. Hey. She stopped, turned around to face me, and then walked back up the 5 steps she made. Heya. Is your name really Hannah? Yes, but my hair's dyed. Turns out I'm not a natural pink. Is your name really Adrian? Yeah. But Rebecca wasn't real. Hey, what are you gonna do now? Sue them? Not come back, that's for fucking sure. Well, I can tell you what I won't be doing. Coming back here and play. Yeah. But what about... Her sentence strayed away, and it looked like her mind was beginning to wander. Then something made her snap out of it. Have you learned anything from this? Huh? Have you learned something? She didn't say it as if she was annoyed or angry, more playful than anything. But she looked at me in a way that told me my answer was really, really important to her for some reason. Well, I'm glad I'm alive and real. I'm glad I'm a real person and not a video game character. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm glad I'm alive too. Are you? I guess that is an important lesson. Valuing yourself, being able to take control of your life. I mean, even if you have something controlling you, like fate, or a hard situation, or controlling parents, or something, you can still take action against it, right? Take action. What are you staring at? Do you want to meet up again sometime? Not to play a virtual reality game, of course, but, just to meet up? I'll give you my email. My email! Okay. And she did. The end. Well, it looks like Clara has led to the destruction of this game. The scientists will wipe us from the server. We're too dangerous. Clara became too sentient in AI. She wasn't happy. Me? I was satisfied. Tarot readings, doing the same actions, saying the same lines of dialogue, the same words of exposition. It was nice. I just wanted to entertain. Do you want to do it all again, from the very beginning? You have the power to do that, That's right. I'm not talking to Adrian. I'm talking to you. What do you say? Would you like me to reset everything? I don't like how he's looking at me. I would have to get rid of your save file. Sure, why not? Very well, be it so. It is done. See you soon. What? Do it again. Why is she growling? Well, let's not talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. I held my tongue, but still, that can't be good. What could spook her like this? Just ghosts. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. It's all fine. Okay, so let's not go to the secret passageway. Let's go to the attic. I decided to go back to investigate the attic. I decided to return to the attic. I wanted to explore the room some more. Maybe I could find some answers here. Uh-oh. I froze. Literally. The temperature in the room seemed to take a sudden drop. I could practically see my breath in little puffs of steam. Wait a minute. What am I doing? I was standing in a room, on my own, in a mansion, where I knew there was a ghost. I mean, it's a game. I know it's just a game, but what does that make me? Can I still die? Will I come back? Will it hurt? Will I remember dying? 1,000 questions were in my mind. Then I turned to another thought, one that had occurred to me ages ago, but had brushed it off because it didn't bear thinking about. What if I wasn't in a game? What was that thing called? The Truman Show delusion? When someone thinks they're the main character in a reality TV show? Was there a name for the video game equivalent of that? I started thinking, was I a guy who realized he was in a game? Or was I a man who was going mad in a supernatural mansion? Or was I just mad? Could I really be going mad? I had been prolonging it long enough with my thoughts. I had to face whatever was behind me. I turned around. Nothing. Thank God. Yeah. You've made a fatal error. Would you like a second chance? Yeah. Give me a second chance. Give me another one. Let's do the other horrible option. And go perform a seance. Oh, what the hell. I'll join them. I decided to meet up with Rebecca and Tyrell for the seance. Rebecca was trying to shoo Sheska out of the room. Sorry, girl. You wait over in the sitting room. We can do it here. I've set up everything we need on the table. I looked. Next to Tyrell's tarot card deck was an old-looking dagger with a black handle. What's that? It's called an atame. It's a ceremonial blade used for rituals. It's a tool of medieval origin, I've been told. It's also said to have supernatural and magical properties. Basically, it's a knife that also doubles as a wand. Cool. I'll start the seance now. Yay. Everyone, hold hands. We held hands. Now I'm going to sing a chant. They say that those from beyond respond to the vibrations of music. Who's they? Well, I do. Mostly. Great. Hey, Tyrell, I have a weird feeling. Like a spooky feeling? Oh boy. That's good. Perhaps you're picking up something using a second sight. I'll do the chant now. Turley coughed to clear their throat. Ooh. 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 Really? That was the chant? Thankfully, nothing happened. Then Rebecca leaned towards me and whispered in my ear, "Hey, Adrian, guess what? I don't have that weird feeling anymore." I was just about to tell Rebecca the horrible implications for saying something like that when the universe did it for me. As if on cue, the lights went out. Yep, something is definitely going to happen, I thought to myself. Ah! We turned to see the ghost right in front of us. This wasn't meant to happen. What do we do? Well, Tyrely tried to reason with the spirit. Clara, please, what are you doing? This isn't how it goes. It wasn't working. Of course it wasn't working. Miro. Adrian. I glanced around for a makeshift weapon. How do you kill a ghost? I took Tyrley's tamed dagger from the table. I held it threateningly towards the ghost. Leave us alone. The ghost kept approaching us. Her floating stride didn't even break. Stop it! I swung the atame and cut the ghost straight through the middle. The ghost of Clara torn in half like a cloud of smoke. She no longer appeared solid like a person. Clara slowly faded into mist. And just like that, she was gone for good. Adrian, you did it! I did it. I was able to save everyone. I'd won the game. Now hopefully my life would be better, right? I mean, what happens after a video game ending? There is no life after a video game ending. Uh-oh. Encountered an error, needs to shut down. Host is unresponsive. Okay, we can't connect to host, so does it mean we're going to connect to Hannah? Are you happy with this fate? Yeah, that's pretty good. Are you sure? Yeah, we're good. Then there's nothing left to say. Oh, okay. All right, I'll go back and say no. Are you happy with this fate? Nah, it's fine. Oh. Okay. That was Redacted Life, and I fucking loved it. It was very Doki Doki, where you had to like go into the programming and change things around to progress in the story. And fortunately, it was very, very easy to do because I am not tech literate. Something about this gaining sentience in a video game genre is just fucking cool to me, and I love it. Let me know if you have any other game suggestions. Similar to this would be awesome, because these are so cool. And I'll see you later.